Hey everyone, welcome back to the Listen Up Girl podcast. I'm your host, Zach Randall Friedman, and this is your news roundup, where pop culture, queer life, and the state of the art world all collide. And we're starting light today, and then we're going to get very real. So let's get into it. Our first story is New York City shut down. A major snowstorm that shut down New York City this week, grounding flights, closing offices, and keeping millions indoors. But instead of the usual emergency messaging, the city official social media accounts went into a very different direction, encouraging New Yorkers to pass the time by reading Heated Rivalry. Yes, that Heated Rivalry. The queer hockey romance novel that has long been a cult favorite online, but seeing it casually recommended by the City Hall during a weather emergency sent fans into an absolute spiral. Screenshots circulated instantly, memes followed, and suddenly a piece of LGBTQ plus culture was part of an official public safety moment. It was funny, surreal, and also a reminder of how normalized queer stories have quietly become. Our next story, we continue with Heated Rivalry with cult hit to Olympic torch. That viral moment didn't come out of nowhere. Actors Hudson Williams and Connor Story, whose performances helped propel Heated Rivalry from niche favorite to mainstream obsession, recently carried the Olympic flame in Italy. What began as a queer sports romance with devoted online following has now crossed into literal Olympic ceremony territory. One of the most traditional global stages imaginable. It's a powerful example of how LGBTQ plus storytelling has expanded beyond representation and into full cultural influence. Our next story is about Elton John. Only Elton John could transform knee replacement surgery into wearable art. In 2025, a documentary produced with the World Gold Council, Elton revealed that following his 2024 double knee replacement, he asked his surgeon if he could keep his kneecaps. The surgeon understandably was stunned. Elton later had part of his right platel turned into a gold-framed necklace by designer Theo Fennell, complete with a chain inspired by bone structure. Elton joked that his surgeon said he had the worst knee he's ever operated on, but he also described the pieces as timeless, saying that he believes they will last for centuries. It's equal parts morbid, glamorous, and deeply Elton John. Next, reality TV icon Tiffany Pollard offered some very specific advice to Nicki Minaj during a January 23rd interview with TMC. Speaking on behalf of the LGBTQ plus community, Pollard said that white people still love Nicki's music. Many feel disappointed by her recent behavior and statements. Her solution? Nicki should spend some time with Bruce Springsteen. Pollard suggested Minaj sit on his lap and let him speak wisdom into her heart, adding that someone got her off track and she needs guidance home. Whether metaphorical or not, the comment sparked laughter, debate, and reminder of how invested queer audiences are in the artists they support. And one thing I wanted to talk about is now that the holidays are over, I don't know about you, but I definitely felt spending hangover. The food, the drinks, the gifts, and it adds up fast. And once again, January hits and you're still looking at the bills like, okay, where can I actually cut back? For me, it was my phone bill. I switched to Mint Mobile, and honestly, I am so glad I did. My service at home is way better now. No dead spots, no random drop calls. I can move around my house, record, stream, scroll, and my phone actually keeps up. And the best part is I'm not overpaying anymore. Right now, Mint Mobile is offering 50% off unlimited premium wireless plans when you sign up this January. Same coverage, unlimited data, just way less money every month. So if you're starting the year smarter and cutting costs where it actually makes sense, Mint Mobile is an easy way to win. Quick reminder, because this is actually a good deal, Mint Mobile's end of the year is still going on, but only into the end of this month. If you're tired of big wireless and those bloated plans with charges that make no sense, this is your moment. Right now, get 50% off when you sign up for the 3, 6, or 12-month Mint Mobile's unlimited plan. You still get everything you need, high-speed data, unlimited talk and text, all on the nation's largest 5G network. No compromises, just way less money. And switching is easy. You keep your phone, you keep your number, you keep all your contacts, and nothing changes except your bill. So if you've been thinking about switching, this is honestly the easiest time to do it. This January, quit overspending on wireless with 50% off unlimited premium plans. Plans start at $15 a month at mintmobile.com/listenup. That's mintmobile.com/listenup. Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for a 12-month plan required, $15 month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra, initial plan term only, more than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy, capable device required, availability, speed, and coverage vary. See mintmobile.com. And our next story is Stands with Kim Petras. Pop singer Kim Petras continues to receive public support after accusing Republic Records of stalling her next album and refusing to pay collaborators. Petras says the album has been finished for 6 months and that a self-funded music video was halted and that she has formally requested to be released from her contract so she can regain control over her career. One of the most notable messages of support came from Kesha, who reflected on her own years-long fight for artist autonomy. Kesha called the music industry's golden cage a tragedy that continues to repeat itself, adding that freedom isn't a privilege, but a birthright. Petras responded with a simple heart emoji, but the exchange resonated deeply with fans who watched this play out again and again. Next, celebrity outcry against ICE intensifies. Public opposition to immigration and customs enforcement has intensified following 2 fatal shootings in Minneapolis this month. A YouGov poll released January 25th shows more Americans now support abolishing ICE than keeping it intact. The killings of ICU nurse Alex Pretty and Renee Nicole Good have galvanized outrage, particularly with queer communities, where celebrities are increasingly using their platforms to demand accountability. Those speaking out include Billie Eilish, Meg Stalter, Hannah Inbinder, Matt Rogers, Naomi McPherson, and WNBA championship Breanna Stewart. Many are arguing fans to contact lawmakers, donate to local aid groups, and support communities in experiencing heightened federal enforcement. Our next story is gay asylum seekers face deportation to Iran. 2 gay men seeking asylum in the United States are now facing deportation to Iran, a country where homosexuality is criminalized and can carry the death penalty. Their attorney has warned that sending them back would place their lives in immediate danger. Iran has executed men for same-sex relationships as recently as 2022, making this case especially urgent. Advocates argue that deporting asylum seekers to countries where their identity alone is grounds for imprisonment or execution violates human rights principles. For many in the queer community, this case underscores how immigration policy is a matter of survival. I really hope they do not deport these 2 people. I mean, they would be murdered. Unbelievable. Next, BBC apologizes after years of homophobic abuse. The BBC has formally apologized to radio host Jack Murley after he detailed years of homophobic abuse during his time at the network. Murley says colleagues used slurs like poof and fairy boy while listeners sent him hateful letters, including Bible verses and derogatory remarks directly to his workplace. He described feeling isolated, unsupported, and pressured to tolerate the abuse as a part of the job. The BBC's apology came after the public scrutiny and renewed conversations about institutional responsibility and workplace culture in media. Very, very disturbing. Next, Broadway's Six defends Dylan Mulvaney. Producers of Six, the musical, have come to defense of Dylan Mulvaney following backlash over her casting. Beginning February 16th, Dylan will play Anne Boleyn, one of the 6 wives of King Henry VIII, in the Broadway hit. In a statement, producers emphasized that Six has always been about reclaiming history, amplifying marginalized voices, and challenging rigid ideas of who gets to inhabit iconic roles. Supporters say the backlash reflects broader anti-trans sentiment, but also that the theater has long been a space for pushing cultural boundaries. Our next story is transgender colonel runs for Congress. Former Air Force Colonel Bree Fram has announced her candidacy for Congress, Virginia's 11th district. Bree was forcibly separated from the military in December following the Trump administration's purge of transgender service members, despite being the highest-ranking trans officer at the time of her 2024 promotion. Now, she's channeling that experience into public service, running on a platform centered on equality, national security, and protecting civil rights. Her campaign marks another moment in which trans leaders are stepping directly into the political power rather than waiting for protection from the sidelines. Love it. I hope she makes it. I hope she wins that election. And our last story is Jeremy Moss pushes forward after trauma. Michigan State Senator Jeremy Moss is continuing his campaign for U.S. House despite enduring multiple traumatic events last fall. Just months into his run, Moss was involved in a serious car accident that shattered his arm after another vehicle ran a red light. In an interview with LGBTQ Nation, Moss says the experience reaffirmed his commitment to public service and to standing with queer trans communities amid rising political hostility. He framed perseverance not as heroism, but as necessity. And those are the stories shaping this moment, from pop culture to real-world consequences. Stay informed and continue listening to the Listen Up Grow podcast. I bring you news that is fact-checked and accurate, and it helps keep you informed. I will be back later this week with more LGBTQ plus news. Thanks so much for listening.